It's Saturday the 21st, I think. Might be the 20th. I'm pretty sure it's the 21st. It's like 16 degrees out. Got out here later than I wanted to, because when I got up at 6 this morning, made some coffee, I saw that there was a pretty decent frost. So I had to let that burn out, or burn off. But yeah, so we got here. Combine was low on coolant. Don't know if I didn't get it burped good enough. I did tighten up the hose clamp from the repair I made. Seems to be holding. Filled up the oil, about 4 quarts. But to be honest, the 15W40 I run on these things was about like pudding. So it's probably way over full by the time it gets warm, because I was putting it in and it wasn't making it to the dipstick. So I thought, well, all of it. But yeah, we're gonna get going and check out the dusty old controls here. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I have to breathe in. I hate it. I wore a mask, but then if you wear a mask in here, like an N95 mask, the mask gets clogged, and then, you know, your breath makes it wet, and it just makes it that much worse. But I'm out here this morning, obviously, because it's frozen. I don't care what moisture the beans are. The last beans were 14 moisture, but it also had that wagon load of wet beans I blended off in the 2 trucks. So yeah, I mean, to keep from price falling anymore than it has in a week, I better get them picked. And like I said, the ground's frozen. I'm gonna hit all the low spots and hillsides. That's about all I got left. Alright, so I just finished my valleys. I don't know if the camera's showing you that there's valleys like right here and on the other side of me. But I've got to swoop over to this tree and go down the trail to the crossing where I tipped the combine. And you can kind of see where the path goes up the hill there. That's where I went the other night, but you couldn't see that because it was dark. Luckily enough, we're out here in the daylight, and you guys will get to see me finish up the year, providing nothing goes wrong. Oh, we're bouncing to slow her down some. Alright, so that's what we got across. Slow her down some. I'm pretty confident in the daytime. Hopefully I don't eat my words. Oh yeah, walking it out. Now we turn our head height control on. Machine starts to drift down. Combine some grass and get into some beans, maybe. She's struggling going up this hill. It'll be a little steep. The thresher slowed way down. Could be slipping a belt, I don't know. They're still going in there, that's what matters. Yeah, so this is all what I did last video in the dark. I did that little patch behind those trees. That was the first field, and this is the field I ended up in. We ended up picking 422 bushels. I'm not going to complain about that. Now, I'm having some header issues. Not necessarily with the height control, but yeah, I'm trying to do all this one-handed. It's fun. Not necessarily with the height control. It's my cutter bar. It's not level, so I really can only go with this side of the head downhill, or I miss a bunch on that side. And that is because this metal thing down here is the little wire swoop thing you see over there, right there, and it broke off this side, and it was dark out, so obviously you guys didn't get to see that, but it'll be fixed, and we will just make adjustments accordingly for now. These beans still, they're short, but they're loaded with pods. I mean, I don't know if you can see the pods. I mean, if you're looking on a computer screen that's big enough, you should be able to see that, but on your phone you might have difficulty. But yeah, I'm satisfied with them. And there's all the fields that I've done. I don't own this field. I don't own any of it. I don't rent that field. I rent these. But yeah, right here is where I tipped the combine last year, and you can actually see right there is my ruts I left. I don't know what I was thinking going down right there. I can tell you why I went down right there, and that is because that's where the sprayer went. The people I had spray it, so I just followed the sprayer tracks thinking, oh, well, I don't have to use that little crossing. I don't like using that crossing because if you noticed, there's a rock at the bottom of it, and it's kind of sharp, and I just don't want to be bouncing a combine tire if I was to start slipping. I don't want to be bouncing a combine tire on a rock like that and potentially damaging the tire. Not sure what kind of... You hear that? It's great. Okay, it went away. Awesome. But yeah, she's baby. Close enough anyways. Traditionally, this area right here, every time I've ever combined it, once was not my crop, has always yielded the best, and it looks to be following suit. These things are loaded. I don't know what there's so many bare spots everywhere else, though. I won't ever get to actually, you know, figure out what the yield is right here without a newer combine. But yeah, and this hillside stays wet. That's why I'm glad that it's still shaded this morning, because it's froze. And that's also why it stays wet, because it stays shaded. You wouldn't think beans would grow real good in the shade, but that moisture really does help in the, you know, hot July, and if we get a drought in August. This year we did get a little bit of a drought situation in August. Not a bad one, but yeah, if you can see, I'm holding the camera level. These are the kind of hillsides I deal with. Yeah. There's my combine. There's level. And then I got another big deep swoop over here. I forgot my dang mount today. Or, well, I got my mount. I forgot the piece that goes on the camera. My fault. Whatever. Novice YouTuber, right? Novice farmer. Novice civilian. I don't know. But, yeah, sorry about that. Still, though, I'm sure you're enjoying this. There's a big hole I don't want to go in. I'd rather leave some beans than have to deal with that. There's a big rock. And we skipped it full. Now, this I am going to have to manually lift up some. And crank the wheel. Push her back down. We're good. There's another fallen tree. Yeah, sometimes you gotta run over a little beans just to keep yourself safe, you know. That one's not out there too far. But, yeah, just, that's what we got so far. Plenty of pods, it looks like. That's kind of, you would think if they're cold like that they would shell out, but like I said, I didn't even test the moisture, didn't even touch them. I just want them picked before I lose them, you know. So, and with the price the way it is, I got docked on one load for like 14.5% this year, and it was still $2 higher than I got for my best beans last year. Note about variety, and I don't know if I'm even saying that correct. Maturity date is what I should be saying. In my area, I'm in Brown County, Ohio. My maturity dates, everyone typically runs between a 3.7 and a 3.9. Now, I don't know if it's because, again, I'm a novice. I plant later than everyone else. I use old school, different practices than everyone else. But it seems to me that the 3.5s, the test weight's coming in at 54.5 consistently with no fertilizer other than a simple tobacco spray-on fertilizer I have them do, because that extra nitrogen typically wakes them up. It didn't this year because they sprayed in the hot of the sun, but yeah, and the 3.9s I planted that got all that fertilizer y'all watched me spread are test weight 52. Like, how does that doesn't even really make any sense of how first field there. So how is the test weight down? I made sure I put on extra potash because that directly fills the pod. Potassium in soybeans is what directly affects test weight. Test weight affects bushels because they just weigh more, right? So the unfertilized beans, test weight 54, maturity group 3.5. 52 test weight, maturity 3.9, and had fertilizer. I don't get it, but yeah, that's just something else I'm having to write down in my books to understand what the hell I'm doing. Now see, I'm missing beans right there because that into the heads uphill. It pisses me off. Sorry for the language, but yeah, I got a ways to go before I get a hopper, and well, I guess I'll just get back with you here in a bit. Alright, well, we're making a dent in it. A little over half a hopper, I guess. Hoping for more today, but if I can get one truckload, I'll be satisfied. Now, if you look, you'll see strips right there and right there. And when we get closer, I'll show you. That is what I was talking about with the head, and that's why I'm not using the full length of the header on this direction. When I'm coming back, I can do that, but it is what it is, you know. What do you do? I need to be going clockwise, and I'm having to go counterclockwise, and to be honest, I'm just going back and forth now. But you see how that's raising up over there. I don't know if you can. I always judge by the shadow of the sickle bar off the ground. That's how I judge the height. See there? That's like 5 or 6 inches. And then you're left with that stuff. You know, it's just standing there saying, "Hi, you didn't elect me. Thanks for growing me. I'll just be a nuisance plant next year." Because I'm not growing beans next year. But yeah, I almost thought about going ahead and going and dumping this, but I think I can fit it all, and well, we'll just cross the creek when we get to it, right? Well, the good news is I think I got out of where I was stuck, or I was just about to, and I'm pretty sure I ran out of gas. Parking brake doesn't work really good on this thing. It is in gear. Yeah, and that's all I had left was probably about 3 passes, and now I have to walk all the way up to the truck. All I have is about 3 gallons of gas. Good news is the spout is pointing up, so it should be easier to get gas in. Fun. Yeah, we're about there. Truck's all the way up there. I guess I'll jaunt this little hill sprinting like an athlete and not the fat ass I am. Sorry for the language. But yeah, that pointing up is going to be easy. That's what I was dealing with because it is, no idea what time it is. Let's check. It is 11:20. So yeah, sun's out enough to start making the ground sticky, and really wanted to be done before I ran out of gas. But and the tank, see the 1400, the tank sits this way on the machine, and the petcock's in the front, or I'm sorry, it's in the rear. So if you're facing downhill, it'll run out of gas and still have gas in it. Now this one has this petcock here, goes down to the fuel bowl, and it also has that line there that runs over to a petcock on the other side. So it does have dual petcocks, so you don't run out of gas going on hillsides. But like I said, it's just getting sticky, a little greasy some. This green material is probably the only thing that was holding me up. But there's something really cool I found over here. I was gonna get it when I drove past it, but since I'm already out of the machine, I might as well walk over and grab it. Let's see if we can find it. Would have been on this side. I don't think I ran it over. It's only the second one I've ever found, and both of them have been farming. So if you want to discover cool shit about nature, just get out and farm, or just get outside altogether. There it is. There's a shed off a little 3-point buck. Huh. Yeah, looks like I did run it over just a little bit, but luckily enough I didn't bust it. The other one I have is off of a 10-pointer, and it is beautiful, other than the fact about this much of every point is cut off from a sickle bar hay mower. So anyways, I'll walk my treasure that I'm sure my kids will enjoy back up to the truck, and hopefully that doesn't roll away. I didn't put the parking brake on. Guess it's not moving. We'll see you in a sec. For anybody who cares though, I have been on a diet since Christmas. I don't know why not New Year's. I picked Christmas. I thought, you know, it was a great Christmas meal I had at my mother-in-law's. It's gonna be the last one that's that fattening. And I have lost 20 pounds since then. So I guess it's good for me. And it's not like I'm not trying to do anything about it, but god dang, I'm gonna die here. All right, got my 2.5 gallons of gasoline and a diesel can. That's all I could find. I don't know where the heck my other gas cans are. Drove the old green truck halfway back, kind of in a catty corner, so it's probably just as much walking, maybe not. And the reason for that is I'm not using the new truck because A, I don't have plates for it. Now, while Ohio is exempt because of the pandemic from getting licensed, I called to get insurance for the red grain truck, and they pretty much told me, no, sorry sir, but you can't do that, and we're also gonna have to take the insurance off of the green F600. And I thought, what the heck, I've had insurance on that for 3 years. They set me up for a non-renewal, but luckily my policy just renewed, so I do still have insurance on the green F600 until February. Even though it's January now, I had already signed for February. So yeah, probably should have brought a battery. I wouldn't run on the lights though, so it'll probably be good. And so yeah, legally I can drive the green truck. Now I did go ahead and have it driven by myself and another guy without insurance, but don't tell anybody. And we had also picked so much beans that, well, I had to have it, otherwise I'd still have half of my product out here on the field. But I'm gonna turn the camera off before I roly-poly-oly down this hill and get back over to that thing. Well, I don't think I've got enough battery to get this thing pumped up, or I don't have enough gas. I'm really in a sticky situation because the longer I wait to get it running, the softer the ground's gonna be because the sun's on it. I could just go get another battery and keep cranking on it. I could go get another battery and gas. I think I should probably just run and go get some more gas. So I guess I'm gonna walk back to the truck. Got the starter wire smoking pretty good. Smells really nice. I'm sure that's good for it, and that's just gonna make it last that much longer. So I've got the parking brake on. I'm gonna go put it back in gear, and hopefully it doesn't go anywhere or decide to slide while I'm gone. Yeah, it just really stinks. I couldn't find more gas cans for some reason. Maybe they're at my hay property. I'm really not sure. Because I should have 4 gas cans. 3 more just like that diesel one, but red. Anyways, enough of the yada yada and stuff. Let me go see what I can get figured out. So I don't know if you can see, out across that field. But there are heat waves coming off of it, which is a great sign. Oh yeah, and that's my new truck. And this is what we've got going on. The old 14 is coming to save the day. It's saving me a trip to the gas station anyways, because that'd take 30 minutes, and well, this is taking less time and I don't have to go anywhere. Yeah, so this is the truck in the daylight. I kind of didn't show you around before. I'll do another video on this truck. Look at that. You can turn her with one finger. Power steering. That is amazing. She's a 5-speed. She's a split rear axle. She has a radio, believe it or not. Little cooling fan, and it does, in fact, work. For if I ever do wheat, you know, I'll need that in the summertime, I reckon. This is the PTO on and off. Yeah, you don't do that without the clutch pushed in. And there's your dump lever. I wish I had a lever set up like that in that truck, or like this in that truck. Something. Come on now. Oh yeah, let her eat. This still has split rims, but the tires are like brand new. So I guess I'll just take that. It doesn't look like the combine's moved, and I'm taking this one as close as I can to that hill, so I don't have to walk, because I'm going to rob the battery out of it, and I'll just come back and get it later. The truck, I mean. Yeah. I guess that's it. And let's put some almost 4 gallons of gas in it, and then we'll go. Yeah. Now, you may be asking, well, why in the heck would you use coolant jugs and oil jugs for gas? That's why. Because I cannot get all of the gas out of a gas can with the way this filler neck is. I can only get about half of it, which is why I had that 2.5, 3 gallons in that tank, is because it takes so long to try to sip it out. Whereas if you do that, bam, there's a gallon. This one here, ooh, yeah, might have a little oil left in it. That's all right. That is it's fuel system lubrication. If you guys didn't know, that's important. Totally kidding. But it works, you know. Look at that. Whole gallon. Done. It does kind of suck to have 4 jugs to carry around. That's when you grab your spare belt, so you can carry them a little better when you're also carrying a battery. It works. Just gotta be ingenuitive and work with what you got. This combine's leaning so bad the camera won't even sit still, so I'll shut you off. Alright, well, that only took freaking forever. Had to let it cool down several times, the starter, I mean. So, now that the ground is completely thawed, let's try to get an almost fully loaded combine across it. Finish up these last little patches here.